You are now rocking with the 3-yard play.
Right.
We just figured out a 3-yard play, fam. We're gonna win every time.
Yeah.
Hit that link with you. Come on in.
You're tuned into the 3-yard play podcast. Well, the only question is, does it work for you?
Trail got wings, bitch.
We've been working all year. It's game time. We all here. We turned up. Oh yeah. Cause we finna be the champs this year. We been working all year. It's game time. We all here. We turned up. Oh yeah. Cause we finna be the champs this year. We live in weight just to hold up the trophy. Flag on the plate, cause them haters can't hold me. And 1, 2-a-days and run up the biggest hill just to sharpen up my skills. They hit the scoreboard first, I had to hit them drills. Time I get around the corner, they gon' see my new wheels. After practice, till the lights come on, till they bust ride out and they gone. That rally had us help, my teammate down the steps. Player, we got plays you ain't even seen yet. I post up and fade away like graffiti. Just don't claim it's love when you see us on TV. We been working all year. It's game time. We all here. We turned up. Oh yeah. Cause we finna be the champs this year.
3-yard play podcast.
We been working
brought to you by reality.
all year.
Where it is, what it is.
Game time.
You get what you get.
We all here.
So comment and let us know where you live.
Yeah. Cause we finna be the champs this year.
What's up, family? Welcome back to the 3-yard play podcast, man. This week we have an awesome special guest in here, man. Emerging media icon, Seti Nash, here in person, man. Also, LJ in here. What's good, y'all?
Happy holidays, man. How y'all feeling?
Good, man. Good. I feel great. How about you?
Always blessed. Always blessed, even among stress, you know.
Hey, y'all, and I'm big into YouTube, just content creation and really Black multimedia, period, because there's a lot of Black males emerging in the media space, and that's a real area where there's a lot of opportunity. So I wanted to bring out one of my favorite content creators, this gentleman Seti Nash. He's actually from the West Coast. He's an authentic West Side Crip, man. You guys got questions for that? Y'all hit him up separate about that, man. What I wanted to talk to this brother about, though, is just what separated him from his peers, because a lot of us wind up in situations where coming out the neighborhood, you got to figure out just what you're going to do and make it your thing to make your money and get to where you're going, and checking out your content, Seti. I see that you do the music. I see that you also are involved with a lot of people in California and just on the street level. But what made it that you decided, hey man, I want to take this podcast thing somewhere serious? So what was the point for you where you realized, hey, I might need to switch things up or just go about it, a little different?
I eventually, when you start smelling death, it's near. So the way in which I was operating, I knew like I don't want to sit in the jail cell for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? And the way in which I was operating, I just one day was just like, man, if I keep doing this shit, I'm about to end up gone for a very, very long time. I might want to, at a certain time, I wanted to be the biggest representative of the third letter. I really wanted that. I really, really wanted. I wanted to walk through places and everything like that, from hearing my uncles and all that stuff and everything like that, talk about Raymond and talk about Tookie. I'm like, ooh, I want to be like that. You know what I'm saying? And then eventually it started going that way. But the way in which the counter-strike would have been, hey, I'm going to have to turn it up. If you hit me, now I got to kick you. If I kick you, you got to bring a knife. If you bring a knife, I got to bring a gun. That type of stuff. So I just seen the elevation of what everything was going on. Now my face, I normally always used to just play the background. Used to like a little bit of a mystique to me, but I knew as soon as you met me, I'm going to put that pressure on you so you know exactly who you're dealing with. So for the most part, like I'm not a picture taker, right? So you don't really see me doing pictures even now. So this whole new stuff and everything like that, like cats would be hollering like, hey, what about this picture, this picture? I was always told you don't do certain things. So, you know, letting it be known, that's why when I put out How to Be a Crip, the first one was, don't say that you're a Crip. You see what I'm saying? Don't
That's a
announce.
long way. Long way.
You're going to put eyeballs on you that you don't need. You don't need to identify yourself for nothing.
Yeah.
And I think that mindset came from, well, it's not a thing. It came from older cats. Because I grew up, I was born and raised in Sacramento and then came down to LA. And one of the things that happened was, and this is why I don't smoke weed to this day, I was 9 years old. I'll never forget it. One of the older homies, he was like, see him getting high and him getting high and him getting high. And I'm like, yeah. He was like, how much you think that costs? I don't know, bro. At the time, it was like probably like $40. It was like, yeah, and I sold that to him. I made $40 off of them. You don't need to be like that. You need to be selling it. And since then, I've always been observant of what people is doing, how they expending their energy and stuff like that, just on a macro level to know, hey, this is how you aware of your surroundings beyond a whole bunch of things. Like my grandparent, well, my grandma, she even tell you, like, I used to be quiet. I used to be watching everything, just kind of like this and paying attention and all that and everything, because I want to know what your next move is so I can counter that if need be, or I could be learning something possibly. You see what I'm saying?
I dig it.
So I think what separated me from other individuals was my ability to assess situations. I really think that's really what it was I could see the short game and I could see the long game. And I don't think a lot of people have that patience. It's like everybody think you got to react immediately. And that's not it. That's not it at all. Like, you have to be able to assess stuff. You're able to assess it faster and then react, cool. But if you got to take a minute to step back and go, whoa, wait. Nah, I don't really want to do that. Then that's really what it is. But I would say, yeah, it's my ability to just sit back and assess stuff before I did anything.
I dig. Well, in terms of just, I guess, getting your equipment together, when you initially started, did you have to make a huge investment in what you were doing? Did you start out in the full laid out studio that we see cats in with all the lights and everything? Or did you start off more so on the humbug, or like, well, I'm going to just keep going with this, and as I go, I'm going to build it up? Because I've been watching the platform. I don't want to spill the beans, but like, just seeing the process, just seeing the progression in it.
So then you'll understand it better than most. When it first started out, it was a Galaxy 10. I still got the phone. And I would just have it. When I first started, this is the thing. And I believe I said this one other time. The reason why I used to have a flag on my face is because I had cut my lip right here and it had scabbed. So I knew if I jumped off, they're going to be talking about that scab on my face. So I'm like, it's the mustard on a white t-shirt theory. You can say the most interesting things on earth, but if you got that mustard stain on your white t-shirt, we're going to be looking at that. So I'm like, all right, forget it. Let me go ahead. And at the time, that disease was going on. So everybody was rocking masks across their face. So that's what precipitated me rocking that. But what happened was this. I was watching an interview with academics, and I'll give academics full props. I was watching an interview with academics. He was like, he making 6 figures on YouTube. I'm like, what is he doing that I can't do? You see what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, ain't nowhere in this world. And then I just remember a cat popping up in my algorithm. And I give him his credit, even though we ain't getting along and anything like that. I remember Hassan Campbell popping up on my algorithm. And he was talking about, what's his name? It's a dude out of New Jersey. I can't remember his name. But basically, they ran up on him. And they shot him in the back of the head. And so he was on the ground rolling and everything like that. He's not knowing where he's at. He's instinctually, I know what he's thinking. Let me try to get up under a car real quick and then try to, you know what I'm saying? So the way in which he described it was so brutal and so whack, so lame. I'm like, if that would have happened to me, my people gonna crash out. Like, they'll take that trip to New York, or the homies in New York gonna have to, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to put that APB out on Lil Buddy or New Jersey because he's staying in New Jersey. So I'm like, yo, what are you talking about? He's like, he did the hula hoop. He was on the ground. They turned his TV off. They knocked his noodles in. I'm like, bro, this is beyond disrespectful. Like, You 40-something years old talking like that, bro. This is how teenagers and 20-year-olds talking, some 30-year-olds. But you at 40-something years old, you supposed to be in that mentorship and everything like that. But it's like you living your third life on YouTube. So I just thought it was super disrespectful when I had to do something. So the first thing that happened, what popped off the channel was what everybody failed to realize when you in the streets and you going corporate. You can't have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. And that's when I dropped that video on Casanova. It shot up, boom. It did 60 bands. And I was like, wait, what? I said, hold on. And I get a call from my homie, shout out Corey B from Rat Shack. He like, hey, bro, did you know you just dropped a video? Did somebody drop the video for you or something? I said, nah, I just dropped the video on YouTube real quick. And he was like, man, it's going viral. He said, I wouldn't be surprised if it did 1 million views. I'm like, man, nah. But then I kept on refreshing. It was like another 1,000 here, another 1,000 here, a quick 100 here. And then people started subscribing. I'm like, wait. Because my whole thing was, let me put out 1,000 videos and try to get 1 subscriber per video. That was my whole mindset, was 1 video, 1 person. That was just it. But then that one took off. And then what ended up happening, like King Von had died like a couple of weeks beforehand and everything like that. And then Quando Rondo said something. And I got where he was coming from, but I'm like, say your piece and then shut up. Because the rest of the world, rap world in general, don't look at you like that. Not saying you ain't nothing like that at all, but homie, say your piece, shut up. And then that one started doing numbers. But the one that really set the channel up, and it's still my highest view video today, was basically just acting like I was having a conversation with Lil Durk when I'm like, I know everybody wants you to crash out. I know family wants you to do something. I know all these people. But if you truly want to get revenge, get successful, essentially was the message. Don't react to none of that. Do what you got to do. But, buddy, don't ever put yourself in that spotlight, because you ain't nothing but a circus animal to the rest of the world. Yeah, it's cool. We see all these extravagance, but at the end of the day, as soon as you go to jail, they're going to find somebody else to latch on to. So what's the point after that? And on top of that, if everybody keeping it authentic, we just seen that happen a bunch of times. Where I stay at right now, I legally carry. If you walk up on me and punch me, you're going to suffer the same thing. I'm just going to keep it authentic. I will if I had to. Now, for the most part, I'll put hands up on you, but at the level that I'm at now, I don't know anybody's intent. I have no idea. So my intent is that you try to get rid of me off the face of the earth, and I'm not good for that. I got a lawyer. I already got a lawyer already on reserve and everything like that. So I'm not really tripping. But that's kind of the thing, is those 3 videos collectively did about 600,000 views. And that's when I knew, I was like, oh, I could do this. You know what I'm saying? And then I dropped the Faison Love video with Dave East. And then I know Faison won't trip. Faison actually reached out and he was like, you know what, you're right. Because I told him, like, well, if you feel that way, why don't you check them? You know, you call him a fake this and fake that. That's your opinion. You welcome to that. But, bruh, you need to check him. I done seen Cuz in L.A. I done seen him with a bunch of cats. So for you to say all that, that means you specifically got a problem. When you see him, hey, do what you got to do.
Right. And I think too, man, you said something important that I think a lot of these guys need to hear, you know, when it comes to success, or as you become more successful. You can't have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be, you know, repercussions to those decisions. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of guys, as they become successful, I think they forget that, you know, or they're trying to either prove that they still are who they are. You know what I mean? But it's just like any other, you know, person, whether you're in the streets or whether you just a corporate guy. You know, as you elevate, there's things that you did back when you were, you know, on another level that you can't do that at this point. You have to elevate. Some people want to you know, reach back into the cookie jar, but you get caught every time. And so that's when I think guys need to understand as they move forward in their careers and into the things that they like to do, like yourself. You know, hey, okay, it doesn't take anything away from who you are, who you was, or what you did. It just solidifies that, okay, hey, yeah, I'm past that at this point. This point, I have responsibilities. I have people counting on me. in a different way than they did when I was out there in the grind or in the street. I still be the same effective as far as who I'm supporting and who I'm helping, but this is how, you know, I think I saw a video one time. It was of the football player, was it Sherman from Seattle? You know, he grew up.
Richard Sherman.
Richard Sherman. Okay, so he grew up, you know, in
He
that
grew up in the
side,
hood. Yeah.
in the hood, right?
Yeah.
And he had I feel like responsible G's that came to him and was like, nah, every time he tried to get out there in the street, get back out there on the field. You know what I mean? So they understood that, hey, this guy has a future. He can be more effective for his people if he stays away, or you know, there's no need for him to be out here. You know what I mean? He's got something else going on that's important. So that was, I've always thought that story was great to see that the guys who he grew up with and respected always said, "Nah, man, we see you differently. You know, we're gonna let you go ahead and do your thing, man." You know what I mean? And he did that. He became successful, and I'm pretty sure he's reached back and helped his community in many different ways. You know what I mean?
So let me interject real quick. I don't think it's them trying to prove a point anymore, because
Yeah.
I kind of deviated in that a little bit. I think it's trying to shut people up. You see what I'm saying? Because I got called a bunch of things. I'm like, oh, let me pull up in your city. Let me do a walkthrough real quick. Let me test you. I literally pulled up in people's cities, on their blocks, in their hoods, in different states. I'm like, I'm out here. I think it's really just trying to shut people up. I don't think it's trying to prove a point anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm to the level now where I'm just like, I don't even care anymore.
Right.
Because it ain't been 2 years.
Right.
I think that's a perfect segue, man. We reached the 15-minute mark. So shit, I'm gonna throw the flag. We're gonna wrap it up, man. Everybody give a closing statement. I'm gonna start, man. This is my closing thing I wanted to say, man. Great thanks to you, brother. I appreciate you, man, Brother Nash, man, for real, because it's you and a handful of other content creators that have taken it to the point now. I mean, y'all are able to hold mainstream media in check for the people. And that's something we appreciate and respect, man. God bless. You know, that it's a handful of brothers I done reached out. Like, y'all able to hold them folks in check now, man. Y'all have hundreds of thousands of people behind y'all. And basically, when y'all speak, we know, hey, these brothers are speaking up and they really speaking for the community. You know, I'm sure some of the thoughts you come up with on your own. And I'm sure sometimes you hold counsel with the brothers and then you go forth to the people. But, man, just know the people respect that. And we love the fact that it's folks with real integrity out there speaking up on a lot of our issues these days, which are making a lot of things happen for the people. So thank you, brother. Just keep up the great work in that regard.
It's highly appreciated, man. It's highly appreciated.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You know.
Yes, sir.
But and y'all got anything else before we wrap it up and get out of here?
Oh, yeah, I was waiting on him.
I ended that one right. If that's the way you wanted it, right?
Well, we still recording right now. Yeah, this is closing thoughts right now.
We gotta let
the guests wrap it up too.
So I can go last, so you can go next. Either way, don't matter.
Yeah, man. I want to thank you. You know, appreciate you coming out, man, and just you know, giving guys some different outlook on what other possibilities there are out there for them. You know what I mean? So, man, I'm always looking forward to, or looking, you know, to see, you know, what ways we can help these guys, you know, change their outlooks, you know, and maybe, you know, just move differently. You know what I mean? Just think differently. We got so much potential, so much positivity going out there that we can go ahead and capitalize off of, and you're doing an example of that. So I appreciate you, bro.
Man, I appreciate y'all for having me, man. In all honesty, this channel that I started, even though I had it for a while, I didn't start kicking off info on it until almost 2 years ago. Like in a couple of days, it'll be 2 years officially, and it's been interesting. And to kind of final thought on what we talk about as far as what separates is, honestly, it's just you. It's what you really want to do. Just go for it without failure, like without even thinking. Even if you fail, that's failure. Sometimes the result that you get ain't the result you want, but it's the result that you needed. And I think a lot of people base their success off what other people's success is. And it's like, nah, that's not it. It won't bring you exactly what you want, because the adoration and admiration from under individuals will never be there, no matter what you do. There's a bunch of people, and I just said this yesterday. I said, you can't find me not one black leader that everybody agree on. Not a single one. And it's sad that it's like that, because we expend too much energy on trying to prove people wrong when we should really be saying, oh, you think this is wrong? Watch how much more terrible I'm going to make it, and start doing this and start doing that. And once people start realizing that all this is a spectator sport with commentary, then I believe they'll start to operate a lot more differently. And to be fair to them, sometimes people do live a very interesting lifestyle, but at the end of the day, what are you getting out of this lifestyle? And I think that's what I would ask everybody as far as my final statement with that.
Yeah. Well, sure, man. Shout out Seti Nash, man. Y'all check him out at Seti Nash on all platforms and support the brother, man. He's got excellent content. I will say he gives a very learning perspective, man, to a lot of stuff that you hear a lot of other people talk about. But shit, this brother's gonna put a different spin on it, break down the paperwork, actually show you. You're the only person I've seen show the statutes, man. When you got into some of the code sections, I was like, man, his brother's very serious right now. So I respect it, man.
I had to.
Hey. I'm gonna cut it off, man. I know we out of time here, but 3R Play Podcast, man. Y'all stay tuned in, like, share, subscribe. We out. And please comment, man. Follow up, comment, let us know what you think.
Peace.
Absolutely.
You see, the thing that separates us from every other group of slaves is the fact that
Thank y'all for tuning in today and every day. And remember to keep running your 3R Play.
Look at them mouths, we feel like flowers, they gon' grow. We gon' water the season, watch that harvest flow. I've been crunching
Cause we know heroes are made in the off season.
There should be no reason
and grinding slow is better than crashing out
we
for
get that
dough.
money bound for, we don't run it.
Let's say, young brothers, remember,
don't fulfill the promise.
I ain't never yards every day. They can never
I can't
stop.
read that narrative, so ain't no need of calling us. You ain't never had to tell your kid being black was a sin, cause his skin was reflected through America. Taking care of us was just a handout, right? But it was fair when free labor was just as nice. I can bet you your life, your kids living alright. Cause me and mine had to do
rocking
it or
with
die
the
every
3R
single
Play
night.
Podcast.
I get mine, yeah. You get yours, yeah. But together, nigga, we gon' get some more, yeah. Look at them mouths, we feel like flowers,
So
they
like,
gon' grow.
subscribe, share,
we gon' water the
and let's
season, watch that
discuss.
harvest flow. I've been
What's up with
crunching
us?
numbers, winter, fall, spring, and summer. There should be no
Thank
reason
you.
that the baby
Tuning in
never
to
hunger.
3R
When we
Play
get that money
Podcast.
bound for, we don't run it. I only
Focus
pledge
on to
allegiance
it.
to, don't fulfill the promise. Time and time again.